Hi Pisces, welcome back to As Above So Below Healing Tarot, where you are the magic baby. This is going to be a reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Pisceans. So let's see what's going on for my magic muse. All right, ooh, we have lights. I love this. And Pisces, before I got started with the reading, I was hearing going from black sheep to leader of the pack. So you hold so much wisdom that really deserves to come out into the light, that deserves to be shown to the world. I think you hold a lot of things to your chest, and I think a lot of it really has to do with you knowing that you just have to move through it. But your journey, your transformation has a huge story that can uplift and inspire people. And even though you are moving through it and it doesn't feel that way, it feels like, this is human nature. I just got to move through it. But you don't know who you will inspire. And I'm really getting, by you owning your self-worth, owning your leadership, you are going to transform and change a lot of people's lives. And I think you're finally seeing the light behind the pain, behind why you had to go through specific things. So I haven't used this deck before on my channel, but I love this deck. I got it in Asheville and it's very witchy. So, we have Bastet and Sekhmet, Ferocious Femininity. I love this. Yes. So there's a lot of Shakti activation happening, and both of these are Egyptian goddesses. So you may have ties to Egypt. You may be remembering some past lives. And I think that's also where you are tapping into this leadership, because you are able to remember. Remember, Pisces is the subconscious. Pisces does not have limits, does not have bounds. And oftentimes it's really hard for Pisceans to live in a 3D construct, because you come from source. You are source. You are the most sensitive sign. It is just so much happening. And then you have self-discovery here. So this is really big. I think that you are either kind of taking a step back from distractions and you're really listening to the inner whispers of your soul. This is Anastasia, but it really gives me big hermit vibes, which I love. So yeah, keep doing it, Pisces. And also, if you would like a chance for your name to be drawn for the pick a card, go ahead and pop your name down below. I would love to read for you. So, all right, Spirit, what else is going on for my Pisces? Where's all of this, this fire, this oomph coming from? I love this. 8 of Wands. I feel a big spark of inspiration. You're finally getting your mojo back, after a period of just being like what is going on, because there's always a really big shedding, and that after that shedding, there's like I have to breathe, I have to recalibrate. And I think that you're on the tail end of that, Pisces. You have the Empress at the bottom of the deck, and you have the High Priestess, you have the HP. I love this combination. This makes me so happy. Okay, so let me see what you have on the table. You have 8 of Wands, you have the Lovers, you have 3 of Swords, and you have the High Priestess. Okay, so Pisces, I'm really getting that you are recognizing that you made the right decision in moving on from something. You are recognizing that this pain that you have been carrying was not serving you. And now I think that you are in the vibration of joy. And if it doesn't add peace to my life, then it's not welcome in my life. And this can be about betrayal, about, you know, victim mentality, martyrism. There's so many different portrayals of this card, but I love the light series because you can see that it is being stitched back together through this pain, through this heartache. And oftentimes you have to dive deep to understand the why of this happening, the why behind I chose to, you know, go on this path with this specific person. And oftentimes, if it is a karmic, you recognize that those people are teachers. And oftentimes it leads you back to yourself, back to self-discovery. And I think now you're like, huh, I dealt with that. I can handle anything now. Like, I am fierce. I am Bastet in Sekhmet. Like, it is very much like a dark night of the soul coming out into the the high priestess and the empress, baby. Like, this is a beautiful combination. This is very much like, I know my self-worth now. I know who I am, and I won't tolerate anything below this standard. Like, it really feels like you have upped your standards and you have a support network with you, Pisces. And I think if this has to do, this is just with people in general, platonic or romantic, you go through cycles where you're attracted to specific people for specific reasons. And when you have learned that lesson with that person and it is time to move on, Spirit makes it harder. Spirit makes it harder to be able to look away, to, you know, continue to put on the rose-colored glasses. But Pisces, with this energy, this is very much like, I know who I fucking am now, you know, and I am not going to settle for BS, for manipulation. You can see through the glass now. And now I think that you are trusting your intuition to the point where it doesn't matter what people are saying, what is coming out of people's mouths. If it doesn't clock with you, if you feel some funky energy in your field, you trust it. You trust it so much more because it has shown to be right. It is shown to be accurate. And the High Priestess leads you exactly where you need to go. And you are trusting your inner High Priestess in this era. And you couldn't ask for a better guide. You know, this is trusting your spiritual gifts, trusting your intuition, and allowing downloads of information. I also feel like you're slowing down because this is very receptive energy. This is Taurus, this is Pisces. So a lot of you may have Taurus in your chart. But especially if you have like a North Node Taurus or North Node Pisces, or either of them are in your big three, this is extra emphasis for you. So I'm gonna get a little bit more here on the Three of Swords. Spirit, why is the Three of Swords here for Pisces? Is this a lesson that they are closing out? Page of Swords. Yeah, you're done with immaturity. You're done with... Golly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Pisces. You had to make a decision to cut and run. It's almost like you had to take your emotions, put them to the side, and see something for what it is. And when you did that, you're moving towards success. So if this is, you know, you working with a business partner, or again, that network of friends keeps coming up, that support system, I think that you've had a lot of things that haven't gone your way, or, you know, you've been, your name has been smeared in some way, and you've just seen the reality for who these people or this person is. And this can be about friend groups too. You are deciding like, I don't want to be in this dynamic, in this group. I'm going to go over here and lead my own pack. I am going to build something because I am the Queen of Swords. I am the High Priestess. I am the Empress. You are all of these things, Pisces. And you're in an era where you are sitting pretty because you've done the fucking work. And now on the other side of it, it's like, what do you want to build now? Because now you have integrated the logic, you've integrated the boundaries, you have used your throat chakra to really say it like it is. And if it pisses people off, it pisses people off. And now I think you've really let go of the people-pleasing aspect of you, and it has shed, and you've really come into a whole new layer of who you are. Ferocious femininity. You are really standing up. You could be an advocate for women's rights. You can be a doula. You know, you can really be working with the feminine in a way that helps to unbind the chains that the feminine has been dealing with for eras and centuries. And that may be your life's work here. By you doing the work, you're also healing other people, and especially in your line and your lineage. When you heal your wounds, it heals your grandmother's wounds, your great-grandmother, like all the way down the line. And I think a lot of you are knowing that that's the case. And I see ancestors just cheering you on, because why are you going to settle for something that is meh, something that is bland or boring, when you can have the 10 of Cups, when you can have the whole shebang? This can also be related to work too. I think that you have just outgrown an environment that feeds off of you limiting yourself. And now you're like, I see past that. I see past the person who you are wanting me to be, to fit into this mold, to fit into this box. But I'm limitless. I can't fit into boxes. I am the universe. I am cosmic. I am mutable. So I have to go. I have to leave. And Pisces, I feel like you're going to be rewarded in a huge way, because you also have material harvest under the transformation, but you had to let go and trust that spirit was going to catch you on the other side. And I think now you're actually doing the work for that, and you're reaping the rewards, which is beautiful. I love it. Let's get some goddess cards, shall we? Goddesses, what messages are here for my beautiful Pisces? And Pisces, if you would like a personal reading, the link for that is in the description box below. If you want a reading, hypnosis, Reiki, any of that, I would love, love, love to give you a reading. And you got Rhiannon, the sorceress. Rhiannon rings like a bell through the night, and wouldn't you love to love her? Shout out Stevie Nicks. I saw her in December and it was so magical. That was also a huge manifestation. That was on a full moon in Gemini, and my moon is in Gemini. So that was amazing. And that's another thing, is when you align yourself with magic, with your inner world, things start to reflect that in the external, as above, so below, baby. So you're trusting in your magic, you're trusting in your will, and you're actually seeing the things play out. So this says you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. And Pisces, I wouldn't be surprised if you have done magic, if you have done a spell and it has come true. And if you are seeing results from a manifestation or a spell that you did months or years ago and you forgot about it, and things are starting to pop off now, know that you have elevated into the vibration to be able to receive that. And that is also doing the work. And that deserves a round of applause. All right, let's get some advice for my Pisces. Pisces, what advice is here for you? Ask for help, yeah. Especially when you are evolving into a version of you that you haven't been before. This can feel scary because the rules aren't written out. You know, you don't know who or what to be. But I think with you stepping into a new era of yourself, you're going to be doing things that you haven't done before. And this is really encouraging you to ask for help from the people who you look up to, from the people that you trust, and know that that is not a weakness. This is actually a sign of strength. Compassion, yeah. You're being asked to be kinder to yourself, to give yourself a break. Be a loving comforter who always has your back. I'm really getting like your inner dialogue is changing too, Pisces. Like where you used to be hard on yourself, where you used to, you know, tell yourself negative things like, you know, I wish that I looked this way, or why can't I have this hair? You know, like it's really accepting where you are and giving yourself the compassion that you give so freely to others. And people are vibing with it. So keep going. All right, Pisces, I love you so much. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. The channel is growing and I love building this community.